Hello students, let's start with the chapter 4 metals and non-metals. If we look around us, we found the variety of things, and these things are made up of different kind of elements, and these elements are categorized into three types, and these are metals, non-metals and semi-metals or metalloids. Examples of some metals are like zinc, copper, iron, aluminium, sodium, potassium, silver, gold, etc. So these are some examples of metal, and there are total about 118 elements, out of which some are metals, some are non-metals and some are semi-metals, and these all elements have great importance in our life. Like if we talk about metals, the utensils we used at our home are made up of aluminium, copper, or steel or stainless steel, which is an alloy also made up of mixture of metals and non-metals. In construction of buildings or bridges, iron is used. Manufacturing of parts of automobiles, like spare parts of aeroplane, car, train, buses, etc. Making coins, silver and gold they are used in making jewelry, and almost all the machine parts are made up of metals. And these non-metals, some example of non-metals are like carbon, oxygen, sulfur, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. These all are non-metal, although the number of non-metal is small, but still they are very important. For example, carbon is one of the most important non-metal because all the life on the earth is made up of this carbon, and oxygen is another very important non-metal which is equally important for the existence of life on the earth, and it is also important for the combustion processes. Sulfur, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. all are very important non-metals. An example of some semi-metals are silicon, germanium, etc. These semi-metals or metalloids have great importance in the field of technology, and this silicon is the second most abundant element found in the earth crust. And the most abundant element found in the nature is oxygen, and second is silicon. So in this chapter we are going to study about the various physical or chemical properties of metals and non-metals, and how they exist in nature. So how metals and non-metals occurs in nature? They are generally found in earth crust, rocks and water bodies, and some metals and non-metals are found in free state and some exist in combined state. The metal non-metals which are least reactive, they are found free in nature. Like the least reactive metals such as gold, silver and platinum, they occur in free state, but some metals they found with some impurity, so we need to extract the metal from that impurity, and the elementary state in which we found the metal in the earth crust, that state of metal is called an ore. So the rocks having abundant amount of metal from which it can be extracted profitably are called ores. So ore is the native state of metal. We obtain the ore after mining from the ground, and it contains large amount of earthy and sandy impurity, and such impurities are called gangue or matrix. So the process of obtaining metal from its ore, or to remove the impurity from its ore and obtain the metal from the ore, that process is called metallurgy. So most of the non-metals occur in free state as well as in combined state. For example, nitrogen, carbon, sulfur, oxygen, they are found in free state in the atmosphere as well as in combined state. For example, nitrogen present in air 78% by volume, oxygen 21% by volume, so they are found in air freely. And there also we get these non-metals also in combined state. For example, this carbon is found in the form of graphite, diamond and coal, etc. And in atmosphere this is combined with oxygen and we get carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Another hydrogen, silicon, sulfur, all such non-metals are combined with any other impurity they found in the form of their sulfates, carbonates, etc. So this is about the occurrence of metals and non-metals. So next is physical properties of metals and non-metals, and these are the very first property is luster. So luster means shiningness. So metals have luster, they are lustrous in nature. For example, silver, gold, copper, aluminium, all having shining surface. But these non-metals, they are non-lustrous except diamond and iodine are the non-metals which have luster, which have shining surface. And the physical state, the metals are generally solid in nature, but the exceptional case, mercury and gallium are such metals which we get in liquid state. They are liquid, they are found in liquid state at room temperature. And non-metals are maybe solids, maybe liquids or gases. Bromine is the non-metal which is liquid in nature. Generally most of the non-metals are gases in nature. The state is gases. Third property is hardness, because they are solid. So metals are generally hard in nature and they are strong, they have good tensile strength. So except sodium, potassium and magnesium, these are the metals which are soft in nature, because they are generally hard and strong. That's why they are used for the construction purposes, for the construction of bridges, buildings, etc. And these non-metals are generally soft, but the diamond is a non-metal which is the hardest element. And next is malleability. This is the property, due to this property an element can be beaten into thin sheets. Like we use the aluminium foil to wrap the food, and this but except lead is not malleable metal. All the metals like gold, silver, copper, aluminium, these metals are malleable. We can make the sheet. Like iron sheets we have, of which they are used to make the roof of some houses. Non-metals are brittle means which can be breakable, which is breakable easily. So these are brittle, they cannot be beaten into sheets. Next is ductility. So this is the property, due to this property an element can be drawn into thin wires. Like we use the copper wire, aluminium wire for the conduction of electricity, but these non-metals, they cannot be drawn into wires, so do not possess this property, ductility. Next is electrical conductivity. Metals are very good conductor of electricity. That's why all the electrical appliances, in all electrical appliances, the element is mostly made up of metals. And the wire for the electricity transmission is also made up of metals. And this they are the poor conductor of electricity, but graphite is a non-metal which is a good conductor of electricity. Next is thermal conductivity. Therm means temperature, means the metals can conduct heat. That's why we use utensils, metals to cook food, because they can conduct heat. But the lead is a metal which is not a good thermal conductor. Non-metals are poor conductor of heat except diamond. Diamond can conduct heat. Next is sonority. Sonority means which can produce sound. If we hit any metal with another metal, then they can produce sound. That's why they are used in making electrical bells. But non-metals are not sonorous, they cannot produce ringing sound. Next is melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling point represent the force of attraction between the particles, because metals are generally hard and strong. That's why their melting and boiling point is high. But sodium and potassium are the metals which are soft, so they have low melting point. And generally all the non-metals have low melting and boiling point. So this is about the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Hope this will be clear to you. Thank you so much.